really quickly.
We are live. We're live.
All right, everybody. Welcome to day number 5. Right?
5. Yes.
Today's Friday. Day number 5 out of 6 of the JVology giveaway, and what a lot of fun we've been having. We've already had 4 full days of 2.5 hours at least of contributors, bringing in experts, interviewing them one after the next, and allowing them to share the gifts that they have available for all of you, anyone who is watching right here on at the JVology giveaway.
And there's lots of great gifts, many incredibly generous contributors here, brilliant guests, lots of fun. I was scrolling through the JVologyGiveaway.com page yesterday after we finished just to see what gifts I wanted to take advantage of. There's so many.
I'll do it a little bit each day because it can be a lot to go through. And then we talked about this before, creating a folder in my email so that as they pop up, you can just go over there and save them. And, you know, there's so much great information, and I don't want to get lost with it or not take advantage of it. So I'm going to carve out an hour each morning next week and go through all of the gifts and the offers that are there so that I can take advantage of them and give it the attention that it needs. Because otherwise, you can like click them and then not actually do anything. And our whole, grounding behind this at JVology is that these are tools that you will actually use in your life.
Right. Yes.
And so get a strategy together that you can actually use it, take advantage of it, and get to know our great experts and contributors.
Yeah, and today we're going to be mostly looking in the category of sales. Pretty much all of our guests, other than a couple, will be giving you tips and sharing gifts and sharing their brilliance related to how to sell more, get more clients.
We're not in business if we're not selling. It's one way or another, it comes down to sales. So it's a really important topic for entrepreneurs to keep a pulse on your sales and different ways of doing it. And the cool thing that I really love about all of our contributors and experts is they all have a unique way of bringing that subject to life. So I'm excited to see what they have to offer.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So what else do we have coming up? We have a few minutes before our first guest joins us.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Make sure this giveaway page that we keep talking about is only good through Sunday. Like, you have to get the gifts, and then it goes away until Christmas, and then we'll have a new group of contributors for the holiday giveaway. So don't procrastinate. If you see what you like, make a note of the person that you want to scroll through, find their gift, but you do it by this weekend.
JVologyGiveaway.com. So you can even follow along in there while we're interviewing guests over here and check them out. Yeah, go to that page. Take advantage of it.
And we've got Michelle's in the background today. She is
Michelle.
From the back. How's it going, Michelle? If you don't mind, pull up the giveaway page at the top so that we can share what that giveaway looks like and people get familiar with where they're going.
We've been really lucky this week to have Michelle and Charisse, and sometimes both of them are here helping us out. So I know it's just to have a team here is so nice, so supportive. There we go.
Hi, Maria. My good friend Maria is on, saying hello. So glad that you've made it to the giveaway. We're just getting started before our first expert. And so this is what the page looks like. You've got all of the contributors there. If you know somebody's name, little hack, if you don't already know it, Command F, and then start typing their name. It'll take you right to where they are in this long page. You can also search by category, 6 categories. So find the one that you want, scroll through, and take advantage of those gifts.
Nice.
All right. So that is through this weekend. And then right away, starting Monday morning, something else really exciting is coming to JVology, which is
the challenge.
Yes, the 5 partners in 5-day challenge.
Yay.
It is a Facebook challenge. We've done this many times. Jay is amazing. It's we get such great feedback that people say, let's do it again. I want to invite people to join. I'm going to do it again. And the 5 JV partners in 5 days, the 5 just sounds cute because it goes with the other 5. But the truth is we have people that are, you can get 5 partners if you're half asleep, but those that are awake are getting, 10, 20. We have Mustafa, who had in the high 20s, I believe. Kimberly Hubshed has, I think 38 one of the week. So, when you put your mind to it, it really opens up and you start looking at your business so differently and how you can share your message and open your eyes to this whole world of doing joint ventures and profitable partnerships. So tell everybody, Corey, how they can get signed up for the challenge.
That's a really good thing to ask me. I think they just go to the website, right?
Yes, it's JVology.com/jumpstart. We
call
it Jumpstart Challenge because it's a way to just really springboard yourself into getting some JV partners or more if you already have a bunch. So JVology.com/jumpstart will pop that up on the screen, and you can hit the link right there in the comments.
And if you're new to joint ventures and new to this community or challenges, period, this is a great thing to hop into because, it will get the ball rolling for you and you'll be able to connect with so many amazing people that are part of the JVology community. So it's whether you're in this long time, come on in. And whether you're new or you've been here a long time, it's for everybody.
Yes. Then after that, leads us to the big event, which is JVology Live. It's online again this quarter. We do JVology Live 4 times a year. Can't believe we're already into the fall rendition of JVology Live. For those of you who don't know, we've been doing these in different cities, really around the world. And as of this last summer, we switched it to an online event. Got such great feedback. The really cool thing, Corey, that we've seen with doing this is we've had so many more international people be able to join us. And so it's just taken our community a lot more global than it's had that possibility before when we were actually meeting in person. So now, again, being an online event, you can join in from anywhere. As you're making these potential JV partnerships, invite them to join you. And hands down, Jay Facette is the best teacher, trainer, leader in this space of learning online joint ventures for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, speakers, authors, coaches, consultants, leaders. This is the place to come to both learn how to do it, enhance your skills if you're already doing it, and come play in the best community of joint venture partners that there is.
And the last one, I was running the coaching concierge, so I got to speak to people as they came in one-on-one, and it was like, I'm in Australia, I'm in New Zealand, I'm in South Africa, I'm in, Saudi Arabia. Like, we had people from all over the world. And also with the JVology Live, you can register just, as a guest, or you can do a VIP. And there's boxes that go out, interactive boxes that everybody gets. There's special VIP boxes. There's wine glasses, shirts. Like, there's tons of cool stuff that we're doing with this JVology Live now that it's online for the next event. And you also get an interactive experience. So that's really neat.
It really is. It gives you that physical, tangible connection. You still have the workbook, a full color workbook, so you're following along, and it's just been a fantastic experience, and we're really excited to do it again. So you can get that. Let's change up the website here, JVologyAlive.com, and you will be all set.
And there's lots of info on there for you, as Michelle's putting it on the screen, scrolling through. You can read testimonials, you can see what's in the boxes, you can see what's part of VIP, what's part of a regular ticket. So it's all there for you. Register right there and you're good to go.
Yeah, the world's changing a lot. We keep talking about it. Everybody has to. And a lot of people in our community already had some sort of online presence, but now it's a necessity to have an online presence in how you're doing your work. And people have been making, like, the business word of 2020 was pivot, but how to adjust, how to pivot, how to show up and adapt to the way the world is right now. And we've really, really been able to help people do that in looking at your business model and your structure and your pricing, and then how you're going to reach out to people and make the adjustments necessary for you to continue to have a profitable business, continue to reach the people that you're on a mission to help in whatever it is that you do. And that's what makes this really so exciting and rewarding is getting to do that. It's all about each one of you that are here watching, and each one of you that come to JVology Live, that play in the 5-day challenge. It's how can you make the most out of your business, and not just your business, but your life, and building a business that's going to work within your life.
You get to find out you can't do it alone, right? You can, but it's lonely and it's hard. It's difficult. Like, why not create a network of people that can support you and that you can support, and you can all, work together. We're better together. That's our slogan. And I think it fits for everything we do.
Yeah, it really does. It's entrepreneurship and solopreneurship can get really lonely, and it can feel like you're the only one, and then wondering what other people are doing. And if you just are kind of observing from online, watching other people on Facebook or different social media platforms, when they're doing it well, it looks so easy, and you're like, well, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting where I want to be? And so being a part of our community, we really get to share like what's really working, what's not, where are the frustrations, and learning, sharing real life experiences with one another. And that's incredibly, incredibly valuable for everyone. It's not just about doing the joint venture. It's about every other aspect. Not to mention the fact that we have so many different levels of expertise. Like here, James Lamb just popped in.
Oh, hey, James.
Yeah.
True. Community's 100% needed, not recommended, but needed. And James has been a great example of really being an active participant in the JVology community and contributor. And he's, I think he's just a treat. He's a fun guy. I'm glad you're tuning in, James.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been able to follow. When we met James in San Diego in February, he was at a pivotal point in his business of getting ready to sell an agency and start something new. And so he's been making all these changes and adjustments while part of the JVology community, and to see and be there from masterminds and meetings and idea share, all of these things, to see James step into what is the right fit for him at this stage in his life in marketing. And now he's stepping in as a global lounge host and qualification for us, which is awesome, because that's like just showing the leadership that he has and commitment to his own business and being a part of JVology. So
yeah.
Yay, James.
And while we're chatting here, I think we could also encourage people to check out our Facebook page. You go into Facebook, put in JVology. It's the perfect mix of people, fun, and profit. If you haven't already, check that out. Go over there and see what's happening, because there's lots of great posts going on in there this week too. Well, all the time, but
yes. It's a public page. You don't have to be a member of one of our private groups yet. That's a great place to kind of introduce yourself, get a feel for what's going on. And it is called, which is hey Jay, how's it going?
Oh, do you want me to do this and you can hear?
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Today?
Excellent.
Hey.
Dave Fissette's in the house.
Day number 5 underway. Good Lord.
Yeah. 5 days of interviews. 2.5 hours. Can you hear us okay? Took my ear.
Yeah,
earbuds out.
it got a little staggering, but there we go.
Anything you want to say or add?
I just want to say welcome, everybody.
Saying hi.
This has been going awesome. Love the number of people who are taking advantage of the gifts. Like, it's off the hook. And for goodness sakes, enjoy and tackle. Looks like we got a wrong link somewhere. And tackle anything and everything you've got to do to actually use the tools you're downloading, because the downloads are going crazy. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm in a mastermind upstairs at the same time, so I'm practicing being in 2 places at once. So have a fantastic day. We'll see you all soon.
See you, Jay.
Audio.
All right, everybody. It looks like we are ready to kick off our string of fabulous interviews with great people, and we're going to let that happen with Ann Hessian. Are you ready, Ann?
Hi, Ann.
Hello.
Welcome to the JVology giveaway. How are you today?
I'm doing fabulous. Just got back from 2 weeks of vacation, so
Oh, nice.
ready to rock and roll. And I did a better
How
job
are
of
you?
not working on my vacation than I ever have before.
Not working.
I did a better job of not working. I mean, I didn't work. I
Good.
did a better job of not working than I usually do.
Good for you. Good for you. That's kind of the entrepreneurial trap, isn't it? Where
It is.
the line between when to work and when not to work, it's
I
like
could work from
disappears
anywhere, and then I do.
completely. Exactly.
It's
Well,
hard
good.
as
Glad
an
that you turned it off.
Yeah, it is.
So, Ann, tell us about yourself and what you are up to right now.
So, well, hi everybody, and so yeah, my name is Ann Hessian, and I have kind of a odd combination of skills. So I'm an energy healer and a medical intuitive, and I'm also a sales expert. And I know those two don't tend to go together very often. Most sort of heart-centered healers, coaches, and stuff are, I like to say, they're allergic to sales, right? So my sort of special sauce is that I bring those two things together. So I help heart-centered entrepreneurs who they'd rather crawl in a hole in the ground than have a sales conversation, but they have these amazing gifts to give the world, but they really get stuck in actually getting it out there. So that's what I help people do. I help heart-centered entrepreneurs really be able to sell what they do without feeling fake or pushy or salesy.
Awesome. All right, so what does that look like? Dive us in. Just give us a little bit of salesy.
Sure. I would say that heart-centered entrepreneurs, there's some sort of fundamental, you could call them mistakes or misunderstandings that are really holding them back, right? So one of them is thinking that they have to be someone other than themselves in order to be effective in sales, right? So they have that, like you're having the conversation and someone's interested in what you do, and then it starts to feel like, oh, maybe we're actually going to talk about working together. And it's like you go, oh, I got to put my sales hat on, right? And then you get all weird. And they're like, what happened to that cool person I was just talking to that I was wanting to work with? Now I've got this person with this weird sales hat on. And really the most important thing is to just be yourself and keep being yourself, even when it's becoming a sales conversation. But that's hard to do if you don't have the skills. Because like one of the reasons why you go away, because we've all done that, right? You're having this great conversation and then you're like, ah! And it's partly because you don't have the skills. So that's another thing, is that people don't understand that sales is just a skill. It's just a set of skills. It's like all the other things you've learned, the other skills you've learned, you could learn this one too. And if you had the skills, then you would leave you free to be yourself and keep being yourself in the moment instead of turning into the weird sales hat person.
And thinking of the word confidence. Like we need the confidence to come through.
Yeah.
And that would come from learning what to say and when, and almost like a process you can like step through where you can rely on that and not like.
Yeah, right. And the confidence, I'll tell you an interesting thing about sales is that sales has been studied, as much as any field out there. And one of my favorite little factoids is that the single biggest factor in whether or not a sale happens, more than the price, more than the company, more than the brand, more than the knowledge of the salesperson and their expertise. The single biggest factor is the confidence of the salesperson. That has a bigger impact than any other one thing. So, which makes sense why then people are they're kind of falling on their face because they don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
And what is a heart-centered entrepreneur? Like, just what's the definition of that?
So, I think that certainly it tends, so healers and coaches certainly would, tend to fall in that category. So there'd be, you could say there's certain industries, but I also feel like anyone who, when I say heart-centered entrepreneur, they think, oh, that's me. That's a heart-centered entrepreneur.
Okay.
Right? I'll let them
define
it. Like if they feel like, yeah, that's me. Like I'm coming from the heart. I'm out to make a difference in the world. I would also say, yeah, there are people who they absolutely do want to have a successful business. But what's behind that is the feeling of a greater purpose, that they really, they want to make the world a better place. They want to help people. Yeah. And, sort of like whether it's one person at a time or reaching greater, that's what really drives them. And those heart-centered people, tends, like as a tribe, if you want to say that, there tends to be that they're not comfortable with sales. They're not comfortable with marketing, right? They're not very comfortable, a lot of them.
It makes a lot of sense because they're not in it. They're like, I'm going to do this business so I can make a lot of money. So, let me at them and I'll sell ice to Eskimos. Like that's the opposite of where they're.
That's the opposite. And that's one of the things that I like to say is I've done a lot of sales training. So I'm a very successful salesperson. I've sold over $4 million worth of stuff in, and I don't mean like on a website. I mean, like in one-to-one conversations, I've sold over $4 million worth of, heart-centered products and services in the last like 5 years. Okay. So, so I really do know what I'm talking about in that area. And I've also done a lot of sales training, right? And most sales training, in my experience, if you guys have done any sales training, you'll probably recognize this. Most sales training out there, not all of it, but most of it, is what I call high testosterone. It's very male.
Yes. The sandwich. I remember back like, the 80s, 90s, the sandwich technique, right?
Oh my God.
My first sales job, I had to take this little sales training thing, and I'm like, are you guys for real? Like, start with a compliment, and then this, and then end with a compliment. It's like, that's so funny.
It's like formulaic, and it's very, like the language of it, it's like overcome objections. It's like,
right.
Well, what if we just addressed them?
How about?
They have a chance to say it themselves.
Yeah, it's very high testosterone. So what I have, and I've done that kind of sales, like I can do that, but it's not what I like doing. Mm-hmm. And so I don't do that anymore. And I do what I call as heart-centered sales, right? So it's actually genuinely coming from a more authentic female energy. Not to knock the male energy is awesome, right? But the male energy in sales doesn't work for heart-centered people. Mm-hmm. Like if you're listening and you're like, yeah, I'm one of those heart-centered people and I suck at sales, if I'm being honest, right? And you've kind of steered clear of it. It's like you were right to steer clear of that kind of sales. It won't work for you. Don't even try it. It just won't work for you. Yeah. But heart-centered sales, it's all about putting the relationship first. Works really, really well and allows you to be yourself.
Yeah. Being authentic. Do you want to share your gift with us?
I do. I'd love to. So if we're selling, well, what are we selling? It's something and it has a price. So the price is so fundamental to you having a business that works for you. And I find that heart-centered people in general drive themselves absolutely bananas around their pricing. Right? They're second guessing themselves. Am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? Will anybody pay that? I feel bad charging anything at all because I just want to help people. Right. I'd love to raise my prices, but I don't know how. It's like a hamster wheel that just goes crazy. Right. So that's why I created this training, because this is based on, I've been self-employed, for over 30 years. I've had a few jobs here and there, but mostly I've been self-employed, which means over and over and over again, I've had to price myself. I've had to come up with what do I charge? And I realized that I actually had come up with a way to do that I didn't, you know, I didn't realize other people didn't know how to do it. You know, sometimes you're like, well, that's just what I do. And I realized, oh, that there's really kind of a method of how I price what I do that allows me to be aligned with it. Like it's internally aligned. And that's what heart-centered people need. Because no matter what you charge for what you do, people will always have opinions about it, won't they? Right? So if you didn't come up with your pricing from an internal process that has you really confident with it and has you feel truly energetically aligned with it, because remember, I'm an energy person too, right? So if you're not energetically aligned with your pricing, it won't work for you. You'll always be, you know, it's like if people ask what you do and you go, or people ask how much, you know, what's your price, and you go, right? Or some number comes out of your mouth that's like way lower than you actually want to charge. And you're like, why did I do that? It's because you're not aligned, right? Yeah. And so this training, it's a 5-step process that walks you through from wherever you are currently with your pricing, even if you haven't even started your business yet, or you've been in business for 20 years, wherever you are, it'll walk you through a process to where you're truly aligned with what you're charging, and you know why you're charging that. You understand, you totally get your value, so that when someone else has an opinion, it doesn't really matter, because you're as aligned with your pricing as you are with your work, right? With, you know, the value of what you do. So that's why I wanted to give it as my gift, because it's so foundational to everything else we're trying to do, all of our marketing, all of our emails, all of everything. If we're not really grounded on that piece, it undermines things.
Yeah. And that's where the confidence comes. Oh, am I in there? Yeah, that's where the confidence comes in.
It does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a little actually sort of hidden thing that I don't even think it says on the page. So the Perfect Price Point program is my gift, but I also am giving a gift of 3 months of my Solopreneur Success Academy, which is a live group coaching call once a month, where you can come on and you can ask me anything about your business, about sales, about marketing. So it's a live call. So you get 3 months of that for free with this gift.
Wow, what a great value.
Yeah, so that after you've done this, you can get some feedback, you can try things out, you can, you know, run it by and see what's coming up there for you. So,
yeah, I love that you're doing this Perfect Price Point, because it really is critical. I get to do a lot of coaching, especially during our live events, and I often see that people are pricing their services at something that's doesn't even create a business if they were to fill it.
Absolutely. And I work with people who they've actually been doing what they do for a while, and they still haven't even charged anybody yet. That's how, you know, how much of a grip it can have on us, right? So to me, it's this foundational piece. Because if you don't have that, like you said, you don't have a business really, right?
So Anne, who do you like to work with the most? I know you've mentioned heart-centered. Does it matter if they're new in business, if they've been around? Do they need to be brick and mortar? Are they exclusively online?
I would say, really, anyone who's like what I'm saying resonates, I'm happy to work with. And I would say most of the people that reach out to me and that hire me to help them, whether through my programs or coaching, is are people who are more in the virtual space, a lot of healers and energy healers like myself, coaches, speakers, you know, and like I said, they're the people who are out to change the world, right? The influencers. And they just need that help with their message and their confidence, and just to learn the skills. You know, I think that one-on-one sales is the single most important skill that you need in business, because it's the one that makes you money. Right? I'm not saying marketing isn't important, but marketing, let's be honest, it's an expense. Right? So if you have the marketing but you can't close the sale, you're actually losing money. So if you know how to sell, you're always in business.
Good point. And when you do the one-on-one sales, you get that connection with your potential client or customer, right?
Yes.
You know, and you said confidence is super important. And for me, when I'm going into, well, I guess confidence would be part of that. But when I want to, you know, buy something, maybe, or I'm checking out somebody's product or service, I feel really good when we have some kind of connection there. That person's connected with me on some level.
Yes.
So I'm sure that they, at some point, perhaps in coaching, can learn that from you as well, because you appear to have mastered that.
Well, I'm not a master, but I've gotten pretty good at it. But yeah, it really does come down to the being yourself, right? Like what you're describing. We've all had unpleasant sales experiences.
Yeah.
Right? But if you think we've had really great, haven't you ever had a salesperson that you were like, oh my God, they were the best?
Yes.
Right? And the reason they were the best when it's that good is they did have the skills, right? They were asking the right questions. They were paying attention to you. So they were really able to serve you. But the really great ones, they were not only doing that, but they were really being themselves.
Yeah.
Right. You really felt like I'm actually connecting. Yes, they're playing their role that they're playing right now, and they're playing it well, and that's good. But they're playing their role and being themselves, and that's what you love, right? And you would go back to them over and over, and that's heart-centered sales. Yeah.
So speaking of being yourself, that leads us to the random question for you, Anne.
Okay.
So if anyone is new and hasn't been watching us for the last 5 days, we do a fun random question to each of our experts, just to kind of get to peek behind the scenes and get to know something fun about you, or put you on the spot and see how awkwardly you can wiggle out of our weird question.
I'll do my best.
All right, here we go. What's the craziest dare you ever took?
Okay.
Being back to spin the bottle.
I think we got a good one.
All right. So on a dare, I'm trying to think if I want to give you all the details on this. What the heck? So on a dare, I once did a naked flip off the dive board of the intramural athletic building pool at Harvard at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm high-fiving you on that one.
Some people just surprise you, right? I wasn't expecting that.
There you go.
I did it.
Stories you can tell.
And I want to just remind everybody before we close here and wrap up to go over to JVologyGiveaway.com and find Anne under sales.
Yes.
She works with heart-centered entrepreneurs mostly, but learning the perfect price point, like what are you worth? How do you make money from offering this service or whatever it is you're doing? So get that gift valued at $488. And I don't see it on here, but you did mention that as well. 3 months of live coaching with you is included in that. So
it's a live group coaching call.
Live group coaching
that is included as well. You'll absolutely
beautiful. So Anne Hessian and under sales, perfect price point. Thank you so much for being here.
You're so welcome. It was so fun.
Good to talk to you.
All right.
We're back.
We're back and moving right along. It is time to bring on and introduce our next guest expert, Connie Whitman. Come on in, Connie. How are you?
Hey, good, guys. How you doing?
Hi, Connie.
Hello.
And where are you today?
I am actually lucky enough to be at my shore house on the Jersey Shore.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see the water behind me. We have the bay behind us. We don't live on the ocean. We have a house on the bay side, and it's beautiful.
Oh,
good.
Nice.
Yeah, nice to have your own business, right? You can work from anywhere.
I love that. Absolutely. Well, so great to have you as part of the JVology giveaway. Tell us who you are, Connie, and a little bit about your business, and we'll take it from there.
Okie dokie. So who am I? I guess that's the big question, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm just all things sales. Personally, I've been in financial sales for 38 years. 20 of those years have been in business. I know, right? Like, how could that be? It's a lifetime. Throughout my career and my business, for me, it's always about the client. I'm very customer centric. So I'm all about helping the client grow their sales, grow their skills, grow their teams, make more money, right? Isn't that what we're all here for? And I know when I started my business 20 years ago, when I sat down to think about, like, why was I successful as a salesperson and as a sales manager, I realized that, you know how you have those aha moments? I realized that I was actually using this 7-step kind of formula, and it worked. It was duplicatable, it was sustainable, and it could be taught to anybody. So that's when I started 20 years ago, I created this kind of a 7-step process that I function through. And then again, I go out and I teach it and help people kind of do the same thing. Yeah.
And Connie, the 7-step process, is that what you're still doing?
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Something that's tried and true, 38 years old, or 38 years young, I should say. It works. So why reinvent the wheel when you have something that's successful and helps others become successful easily?
And is there a certain clientele you like to serve, to share this with, or who do you like to work with?
Yeah, it's funny. Up until COVID, my clients have really been those corporate clients. So I go in and I deal with larger salespeople. With COVID, everything is shifting. So what I found, there was a big deficit with small business owners or business owners, especially if they had like relatively smaller teams. So they, you get that stuck, right? Where they're not generating enough sales, they're not meeting their goals, business isn't growing. And that wasn't just because of COVID, but I find small business or business owners are constantly in that new hire, not working out, get rid of them, bring a new person in, or the person doesn't last. You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know that that's always what needs to happen. So for small businesses, if they're not meeting or exceeding their quotas consistently, or if they're not establishing this mutually beneficial and genuine client relationship, where you have this win-win, you generate referrals from your customers. If they feel like their sales or their sales teams are just okay, these are all, for me, signs of trouble, if you will, that they need to do something differently. And that's who I help. I go in and I kind of can analyze, and within the 7 steps, tell them where the deficit is for each person and where the deficit is actually for the business owner. So that's kind of cool too.
I like that.
Yeah, I published a book, it's probably 4 or 5 weeks ago now. It's kind of cool. It's called ESP, Easy Sales Process, but the ESP with our clients, you have to kind of have the ESP with them. So trust me, my ESP is much easier than extrasensory perception. So, right, it's ESP, Easy Sales Process, 7 steps to sales success. So again, I'm leveraging that to try to make it available to all business owners, not just, those big kind of conglomerate corporations. And it hit, can I brag a little bit?
Please.
Of course.
I hit #1 international bestseller in a day and a half in 20 categories. So that was like,
seriously.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
Totally.
And well, it should. So give us a little, I want to hear about your gift one more time. Like, really want to see what it is, who needs to grab it. And so the virtual 30-second introduction, that's a good place to start. Tell me what that's all about.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of businesses, sales teams, whatever, right? We have our 30-second commercial, maybe down pat for those live events where we're kind of that, 3 or 4 dimensional person. Now we're doing a lot of this, right? Everything is Zoom, everything is Skype, everything is this digital realm. So we've become this 2-dimensional person. So how do we get our energy across? How do we use all the right phraseology, so you're a direct hit every time you're trying to connect with whoever your ideal client is. So my gift is just that. I have a masterclass coming out. It's a 9-week masterclass, live coaching, the whole thing, Monday the 24th. And so this was ideal. I took like a little piece from the masterclass, and I created this template that I use in the class. And I call it a sloppy copy. Everybody should kind of write out their sloppy copy of what they think all their superpowers are and what they want their clients to know about them, and then refine it. And then if they send it to me, this is really the big piece of it, a template, whoopie-doo, right? I want them to send me that sloppy copy, clean it up a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and edit and say, this isn't important. It's not going to resonate. This, build on this. This is your real superpower, and help them refine. So this 2-dimensional kind of vision, they could become larger than life for their client and really nail it for them. So the piece is, you get me and the template whoopie-doo, but you get me, you get editing. And I think in the giveaway, and if I didn't, we can certainly add this, the first 5, I'll actually jump on a coaching call with them and play a little bit. We could role play and stuff like that to get it really nailed down.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's so great. Thank you so much, Connie. All right. So we're going to have a little fun. It is time for your random question of the day.
I can answer it, guys.
All right. What is the craziest fashion you've ever rocked?
Oh, okay, you're really making me date myself now, guys. Well, you remember, I did grow up in the 70s, so the little bell bottom with the little belly button out. Yeah, it was scary.
And you rocked it, right?
I did, but you know why though? Because I'm 5'11", and even when I think I was 13, and I was already 5 feet 11 inches. So you have remember the bell bottoms? They covered your shoe. They were that big. Even if and I wore platforms, I didn't care, right?
Yeah.
And so you're tall, and that whole it was really cool. It was really cool.
They looked the best on long legs. I agree.
Totally. Because they kind of got that thick at the end. So if you had nice long legs, they showed up. Just real funny. I have 2 boys, 21 to 24. And my 21-year-old keeps saying, it must have been the coolest to live through the 70s and 80s. And I laugh when I think we had no fashion sense in the 70s. Maybe it was okay, but the fashion sense was really bad,
Yeah. Connie, I want to share with everyone, just remind everyone about your gift at JVologyGiveaway.com. Connie's joining us from the Jersey Shore, and how to connect with those ideal clients. What you're offering is your virtual 30-second introduction, memorable or forgettable. And I think that's a real good one, because I've tried to describe JVology to people in like a minute, and it's really hard, never mind 30 seconds. So having some support, getting the key points in there is key. And then I also, you said as well that the first 5 who jump on this gift get a coaching call with you. Yeah. So thank you for offering that. And you want to find Connie under sales, valued at $297. Probably the coaching call, it's valued at a lot more than that. So click on Get Gift and see how Connie can support you in creating that 30-second introduction and much more.
Guys. And much more. Absolutely much more.
Thank you
so much.
You.
Everybody have a great weekend. And thanks for the honor and for the opportunity. Truly appreciate it.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. Have a great one.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
All right, so sign up now for the JVology Jumpstart, 5 JV partners in 5 days, which starts Monday. So grab that link, jvology.com/jumpstart, and get signed up now and join us all week next week and increase your list of potential JV partners and how to even do that if you're not sure.
Good. And I think our next guest is here, Jim.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to the JVology giveaway. How are you today?
Living the dream. I got no complaints. Life is good.
Yay.
Right. And where are you today?
I'm in Sacramento, California. So we're hanging out here in a lot of heat and a lot of smoke from nearby fires, but we're doing okay.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Well, good. We are glad to have you. Let's focus on all the good stuff that you have to share with us today. So if you will, Jim, give us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to.
Absolutely. My name's Jim Padilla, and with my amazing wife, Cindy, we have this crazy business called Gain the Edge. And we are known as the go-to outsourced sales provider for a lot of the coaching and development industry. We've been very blessed to work with a lot of who's who in the game, and generated over $250 million worth of sales. So $250 million sales. The only reason I share that is we figured some things out. So what I'm talking about and teaching is not stuff we've read in a book. It's stuff that we actually do.
Awesome. Well, that's how is it fun working with your wife?
It is amazing. It's actually been the best part of it has increased our connection and our strength in our marriage in ways you couldn't even imagine, because you don't have the luxury of, well, I'm not talking to you today because there's like millions of dollars riding on the line here. We need to be talking today.
So do you each have different strengths? What's your strength and what's hers?
Yes, I make a lot of big promises, and I write a lot of big checks. She makes sure that all the checks I write can actually cash. She makes sure that what I say we're going to do, our team does and gets done. She runs the company. So we decided yesterday, actually, I'm the MVP. I'm like the MVP. I make all the plays and the stuff happen, but she's the most important person because without her, this business doesn't run.
Oh, that's great.
You sound like you make a great team.
We do.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So, now we've played together here in JVology before, right? So what brings you back?
Really, Jay and I have been talking for a while. We're like, we just need to support each other. We are in alignment with everything that we teach and do, and we just, whatever Jay is doing and whatever JVology is about, we just want to be plugged in. He's been reaching out for a while. Said, hey, let's just get involved. Let's just start doing stuff together, and then we'll see where it leads, right? So you don't even have to have a direct intention when you partner with people. You just want to be able to partner.
Awesome. I love that. So let's go ahead and look a bit about what your gift is so we can get our conversation directed around what you're offering our viewers.
Absolutely. We have we call our show up guide, and it's based on this simple concept. Everything we teach here falls under the umbrella of making more sales without getting better at selling. Everybody's trying to teach 10-step processes and formulas and scripts, and we've been selling our whole life. Everybody has all their life without a script, without funnels, and without formulas. So one of the keys that we put into place around making more sales without getting better at selling is, if you want to make more sales, you got to talk to more people, right? You need to make more offers. You make more offers when you talk to more people, and you don't want to just talk to random people. You'd like to talk to the right people. So our show up guide has some of our best strategies for how to actually get people to show up when they book appointments, and how to have them primed for that conversation so they are looking forward to it, and a lot of the selling is already done, so that they show up as somebody who's ready to buy from you.
Wow, I love that. That showing up piece is huge.
It's massive.
We go through a whole lot of just doing, and they're like, okay, today's the big call is finally today, and then they don't show up, and you're like, oh, I can always reschedule you for like 2 weeks from now. You're like,
yeah,
you can't build a business on that.
Well, the thing to understand, especially right now in the COVID era, the thing that we have seen, we do about 25,000 sales conversations a year. So we got lots of data for everything. And what we've seen in 2020, since March, is that more people are registering. Opt-ins are high. Show-ups are low, because people are opting in for everything. They're nervous. They're looking for a solution. So they think, oh, here's a solution. Oh, there's a solution. There's a solution. And they can't even keep track of what they've opted into. So you want to make sure that when they opt in, you can move them to completion. Let them remember that they're here because they were trying to solve a specific problem, and they need to see that through to completion so they can actually get the solution they were looking for.
And Jim, I've been guilty of that. I know I only have so much time, but there's been so many cool things coming, and I'm like, oh, I'm interested in this. I'm going to, I put my name and email in. And so there have been a few I've noticed that are really great on their follow-up. Like, hey, you entered, here you are. You said you're interested. Like, let's chat, let's talk. And those ones are the ones that I tend to follow through with. So is that kind of what you do when you say about the show up?
That's a big piece of it. So yeah, we're getting in front of, if when you register for this, you're going to get, you'll get email, you're going to get text, you're going to get invited to our Facebook group. You're going to get a phone call from our team. We want to make sure you understand that we're here to support you and remember what it is you registered for in the first place.
And the more connection that's there, the more it stays in the forefront of my mind. Like, oh yeah, right. And that person seems to really care that I come. So I'm going to,
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And that's the frame of this. I want people to really understand that you don't have to be a sales tactician. You don't have to be a marketing strategist in order to grow your business. We don't want people selling stuff. We want people winning customers. And you win them over when you can be in their world and be relevant and valuable. And then they start saying, hey, I want to know more about you and what you can do for me. So then you don't have to be a trickster when you're in a sales conversation. You just got to be more of you.
Right.
I love that. Is there a particular group of people that you like working with best?
Yeah, the bulk of the clients that we serve are coaches, consultants, and experts in the influencer space. That's where we do a lot. We do picking on a lot more corporate clients now, which has been just organically happened. But most of the people we serve are coaches and experts.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the thing that one thing that I want people to buy into, to really hope and understand, and it's easy to go, oh, well, yeah, I already know this. But if you're chasing sales every day, then that's part of the problem. Like I Googled the term sales scripts the other day, just last week, and it returned 162 million results. And what that means is sales scripts are everywhere. They're a dime a dozen, and they're nothing unique or special about them. The problem is we spend all of our time.
Jim, how are you today?
Yes, right. But we spend all of our time trying to implement something that somebody else created for themselves. And we're trying to put it into play for us. It doesn't work. The thing that works for us, the things that work for each of you is the things you've been doing your whole life to enroll your husbands to marry you, your kids to listen to you, people to show up at a movie that you wanted them to show up with, or to try to find somebody who's a Republican or a Democrat and convert them to the other side. You did it by showing up as yourself, who cares enough about them, sharing the truth, being compassionate, and holding them accountable to making decisions, right? Those are the things you do automatically. But when you get in sales conversation, you completely forget. So we just
sometimes,
we lose our minds.
Yeah. Great. Well, this has been fun, Jim. And it is time for the fun random question of the day for you. Are you ready for your question?
I think so.
All right. What part of elementary school do you wish you could incorporate in your adult life?
That's cute.
Dodgeball. I would love to play dodgeball every day with people who want to play it.
I love that. Mine would probably be nap time.
A little rationale.
It's nap time. Everybody lie down and have a little nap. That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Jim, let's just remind everybody of your gift over at JVologyGiveaway.com. Jim and his wife, founder of Gain the Edge, and you can get his gift of the Show Up Guide, the secret to getting your prospects to show up excited and ready to buy, valued at $497. So thank you for that generous gift. And make sure and click Get Gift under Jim Padilla. And is it Padilla? Did I say that right?
Padilla.
Padilla. Okay. Don't pronounce the L's. Okay. Very generous gift. Thank you, Jim, for sharing your knowledge with us today.
Absolutely. Great things you guys are doing.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. As we roll on. Dodgeball it is, huh?
Dodgeball. Yeah, that's funny.
That's like a good way to get some aggression out.
Oh my God, I hated dodgeball. I always tried to not play dodgeball, so that must be a guy thing.
Right.
I hated it. It hurts so bad. That's hilarious.
Oh, all right. So moving right along, it is time for our next guest, Ms. Debbie Hoffman. How are you, Debbie?
Good. How are you gals doing?
Good. Hey, Debbie.
Hello, Corey. Good to see you. The blondes are showing up today.
You too. Exactly.
Well, welcome to the JVology giveaway. Again, you're a wonderful community member of JVology, always there at our events and just full of giving and sharing your expertise. So I'm excited to have you on to share your expertise yet again today to our audience. So
thanks for having me. It's fun to be here.
Great to see you. So share what you're up. Who are you? So for the people here that do not know Debbie Hoffman, who is she? What does she do?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Well, I am a heart-centered follow-up and sales expert. So what I do is I work with conscious entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, network marketers who are letting potential clients and income, ouch, slip through the cracks because they don't have a reliable follow-up system in place. So I work really closely with them to help them create a step-by-step blueprint for their business so they have more of the ideal clients saying yes to working with them. What I'm seeing, gals, is that follow-up is not on people's radar screens. They're not thinking about it. They're creating all these great programs and great websites and social media ads and all this stuff that they're doing, but they're not following up. So all that time and effort and energy that they're putting into all these other things that they're doing, they're just not maximizing it. So it's like, this is my genius. This is what I do really well. And I've been helping hundreds and hundreds of clients to get more clients and to not be the best kept secret anymore.
Mm-hmm. The follow-up, and Krista, I'm sure you have, lots to share about that too, but that is definitely something that we've even had here fall through the cracks over the, so Jay does a lot of, is invited to speak to a lot of groups and it's hard so everyone that's comes in and interested, we don't always follow up with everyone. And I know that's a missing link at times.
It is. He's mentioned that to me too. And it's just what happens. It's like people, they schedule so much. They have all these events they either give or attend and networking events they show up to, and then they're not scheduling the time to follow up. So all that time and effort and energy they're putting into these events and these seminars and retreats and whatever they're going to is, they're just not maximizing it. So it's so simple and easy to do once you have a system in place. But most people say they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They feel like they're being salesy or pushy. And so that they just don't do the follow-up. And so that's where I come in to help them, teach them the step-by-step so that they feel confident and that it doesn't become this daunting task, that it actually becomes something they look forward to. Like, I love following up with people. The days I don't get to do it because I'm busy doing other stuff, it's like I miss talking to people and reaching out and serving them.
That follow-up call, that's where you get to have deeper connection. You've already established that there's something in common,
right? That
there's an alignment to have this next call. So then you get to go, and it's that I'd love to know your opinion, but it's kind of a balance of, well, what do you do in business and who are you as a person? Like, how can we really connect on different levels so we can find out what it may not be the obvious way that we're going to do business together. We might not see an exact, I'll share this and you share that, but there could be something more if you deepen the conversation. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, what I always say is that, when you first meet somebody in an event, at an event, the relationship is just getting started. It's just getting initiated. The follow-up is how that connection is deepened and that relationship and that trust is deepened, but it's a step-by-step process to do it. So a lot of times people say, I met someone and nothing's happened from it, or I go to a networking event and I didn't find any clients, like I'm not getting any business out of it. It's like, it's not going to happen there. We don't marry somebody on the first date, typically, right? It just doesn't happen, right? And so it takes building that connection. So Krista, what you said is absolutely spot on. You build a relationship. I just had a follow-up call with someone I met at an event. We're talking about being JV partners, and we had this first, meeting where we got to know each other. And today was about deepening the relationship and seeing who we've come up with to refer to each other and how we're going to support each other. So each time we meet, we're going to get to know each other better. We're going to build that trust. And and that relationship, and that's where the business starts happening. So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't.
And it seems to be off-putting when you can tell someone is just kind of looking for that one thing. Like, oh, well, how can you either buy my product, or how can we, how can I get some of your customers? And we can sense that if that's all somebody's after and they're trying to rush it, and they're like, okay, well, there's nothing there. Nice to meet you, and off you go.
No. Well, I love what Jay always says, I'll go first. So how am I going to help you first? And that's what I teach too. And it's just so in alignment what Jay's all about with how I coach my clients, because you always want to be coming from the place of how can I serve you? How can I help you? How can I support you? And it could be a referral to someone who can support you to do your website, or it could be anything that person's looking for personally or in their business life. And so finding out what they're looking for and how you can support them is like the first step in starting to build that trust. Because what I see is when people network or when they have these coffee dates, they're just trying to sell to each other, and people get defensive, their walls go up, and they don't want to have anything to do with you. But when you show up in service and wanting to help people, their guard will come down, their heart will open, and they'll want to do whatever they can in return to support you. And so it takes longer. It's a longer process, but it's a much more rewarding process because it's about building the relationships.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Debbie, will you share with us what your gift is and who needs to make sure they grab this?
Yes, I'm so excited about my gift. So it's three key scripts to power up your sales without being salesy. And these are scenarios that we as entrepreneurs deal with all the time. So the first scenario is you found a business card from somebody you met a long time ago, and you're about to throw the card out because you're thinking, I can't call them. It's been too long. I'm embarrassed. And whenever somebody says they throw out cards, it's like a dagger in my heart. You never want to throw out a card, ever. And so this script will help you with language of what to say to make it just feel comfortable to make that call. The second one is another scenario that we deal with all the time. So you've had a conversation with a potential client. They did not make a decision on the spot to work with you. And then they go MIA. You've called, you've emailed, whatever you've done, you've followed up, and they've gone MIA. What do you say? What do you do? And then the third scenario is you've met somebody anywhere, a networking event, a workshop, whatever, who you think you had a good connection with. You think you could be great partners, whether JV partners or power partners, but you think you can collaborate in some way. What do you say when you call them? So that's the first part of my gift. The second part of my gift is like amazing. So I host networking events, live online networking events twice a month, the first and third Wednesdays of the month. And I am bonusing in, you can be my guest to attend 6 networking events for free. So that would normally be $120. You can network for free for 6 consecutive events and network with people from all over the world. And this event is attracting very heart-centered, wonderful entrepreneurs. People are collaborating with each other. They're getting clients. They're having fun. They're feeling part of a community. During this challenging time, they just feel like they don't feel as isolated. So that's what you get when you opt in for my 3 key scripts. On the back end, you get this super amazing bonus of the networking events.
Awesome. That's really exciting. So,
and I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever done this. So I'm really thrilled. And already so many people have signed up for the networking events. So they're coming in. I'm seeing the emails showing up. So I'm super excited.
Good. That's fantastic. The interesting thing with the way the world is going, that we're forced or highly encouraged to succeed, to try something different, to do something new, and provide a solution that maybe wasn't there before, that is now necessary. So what was your thought in the way the world is and why you created that?
I'm sorry, you bleeped out there. Can you repeat that question?
I was just wondering, what was your incentive or your intention behind putting this together?
Okay, so I had this download to do this months before the pandemic hit. And I thought, what a great idea to have an online networking event so people can meet people outside of their backyard, right? And then I put it on the back burner because I had other things going on. And then this COVID thing happened, and I was like, okay, I got the download again, time to do it. And it was really all about providing community, a place for people to connect with each other, because everyone was going through such a hard time at the beginning. We had no idea how we were going to deal with this. And now we're like 5 months into it, right? And so now it's like, this is our new life for the time being. And so I was really inspired to do something where I could help people. And I did it for free for the first few months. So I just really wanted to create that community in that space. And people were just so cheered up by it. You know, they just felt like they were having so much fun, and they still are. And it's just been, it's turned out to be more than I thought it would be. And I'm even offering a vendor expo before and after the networking event. So people can sign up as a vendor and meet with 2 different groups of people before the event and 2 different groups of people after the event. And the vendors are getting clients and having a blast doing it. So I'm doing some unique things, and it's been fun. That
is unique. I haven't heard of that being done before.
I don't know anybody that's doing it. And I figured it out, and it's working really well. So everyone's having a blast.
Good. Good for you. Yeah. All right, Debbie, it is time for your random question of the day. Are you ready?
Oh my God, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. What is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
The weirdest food I've ever eaten. Michelle said for breakfast. That's not a breakfast food, but you're just doing it in general. Okay.
Well, I guess. Sure.
For breakfast, that helps. No, that helps because I eat really weird stuff for breakfast. So I just started doing this. I make this sweet potato hash that has kale in it. And then I cook adzuki beans, which I never even ate before, with kale. And then I stir fry, or I just saute chard. So I have like this breakfast full of vegetables, like every day almost. So that's kind of weird for most people.
How long does it take to prepare all of that?
Yeah.
Well, what I do, I have a secret. So I make a whole bunch of the beans and a whole bunch of the sweet potatoes, and I freeze them in little small baggies. And I put them in a big baggie labeled adzuki beans, and the other one's sweet potato hash. And so in the morning, I just take it out, put it in the toaster oven, and it's done in 10, 12 minutes.
Debbie, that sounds way healthier than cornflakes.
A little bit healthier than cornflakes. It feels so good, though. It makes me feel so good to eat it.
Yeah.
I was very limited on what I could eat for breakfast because I eat gluten-free. And so I was like, I need to come up with something that has carbs in it, that holds me till lunch, and that's healthy. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, you look healthy.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm going to just remind everyone to head over to JVologyGiveaway.com and look for Debbie. She's under the sales heading, and her gift to you, 3 key scripts to power up your sales without being salesy. And also, Debbie's going to be offering 6 networking events for free. Now, Debbie, is that to everybody that comes to get your gift, or just a certain number of people?
No, everybody that comes in to get my gift will get that. They just have to be used consecutively because of the technology. So they can't, you can't come once a month. It'll be the next 6 events. And the next one is September 2nd at 9:30 Pacific. So 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of the month.
Excellent. And those are Power Up. They're called the Power Up networking events, right?
Yeah, Power Up your networking events. Yes. And actually my gift is in the first, right when you go to the landing page, it's the top 15 or whatever that is.
Yes. So you're in the top 15.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're right near the beginning, so people can find you even easier, and valued at $197.
Actually, it wasn't updated. It's actually $297. It was supposed to be updated. So it's $297.
Okay, valued at $297.
Actually, I think I think it was $297.
Okay. Well, that's a very generous gift. So get gift over where Debbie Hoffman is. 3 key scripts to power up your sales without being salesy. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Debbie.
Thank you. Great seeing you, gals. Thank you for all you're doing. I know this is a major undertaking, and I just really appreciate being part of this. And you gals are doing an amazing job. So thank you so much. And hang in there for the rest of the day. You've got a couple more hours to go. Right?
Thank you. Take care.
All right, so that 5 partners and 5-day challenge starts on Monday. Make sure you're registered right now if you haven't already to join us. It is free, another way to get tapped into the JVology community. And just wanted to say, we've got eyeballs and viewers from all over the place, and this live stream is shared in a lot of different places, but we'd love to hear your comments. And the only way that we can see your comments is if you check out right above this frame, the video, it will say Jay Facette. And if you click on Jay's name right above Corey's head, and that will take you to the original place that this is streamed. And then when you comment there, we'll be able to see you like this and bring your comments on. Wow, that's awesome. There you go. That way we can see you. So if you have comments or know what's going on, come to that original page and then say hi over
So
here.
much to do, and I haven't even been looking at all the general comments. So hi Jay, there's a whole bunch there. It's great. Michelle's kind of keeping an eye on that in the back. So very nice. Lots of people chiming in.
All right. So let's see. We are having a great time. Sales is such an important part of every business, and love seeing different ways to address it. And we've got upcoming Carol Ann right there. Hi, Carol Ann. How are you?
Oh, hey. How are you?
Come on, you're up.
I've been back here waiting, so I just started writing some emails. Sorry.
Good to see you, Carol Ann.
Welcome to the JVology giveaway. We're thrilled to have you. Take a minute and tell us about yourself, please.
Okay, so I call myself a creative business coach, and I'm also a book mentor. So I work with visionary coaches, authors, and spiritual entrepreneurs to help them make their vision a reality. And I do that mostly through helping them create their online business, but mostly through offers and publishing books.
Yeah. Fun. So publishing books. Tell me a little bit more about some of the type of people that you've been working with and what that looks like for them.
Well, so I noticed a theme of heart-based entrepreneurs. So my clients are heart-based, but more than that, they are very clear on their purpose. So I say that I work with purpose-based women, and they know exactly what they're here for, and they want to make a bigger impact with their gifts, talents, and experience, but they don't always know how to do that on their own, and they just need that guidance.
Are there some topics that you really have been excited to work with that you've helped people turn into books?
Oh yeah, mostly healing, quantum healing and spirituality, health, wellness. Yes, that is definitely the theme that I work with. Yeah, I've had some really
for you to get to dive in and learn about it as you're helping them bring their gifts and passion into a book. It's giving you a continual education as well.
Yes. I'm working with an author right now who does shamanic healing, and she's Buddhist and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, very, very interesting. I love it. I love what I do.
And Carol Ann, do you help with the publishing side of things?
Yes,
or
I do it I help with the writing,
everything,
publishing, the design. So I do the layout, cover design. Yes, everything. So I work with only a few clients at a time. Yeah. But yeah, it is from concept to completion. And the thing that I learned when I started this program, I thought everybody would want to be on a digital Kindle with a digital book, but everybody wants a paperback. So I started, so I had to course correct, and because I'm a designer and an editor, so we all published, they all published their paperbacks, and that's what I do now in my program, both.
Oh, great. So tell us about the gift that you have here.
Okay. So my gift is, my sub-brand is called The Goddess Way to Thrive. And the gift is create your client attracting signature system around your passion and purpose. And then I added a bonus on how to turn your system into a book. So it is interactive. It takes you through every step of the way, really. And again, I don't work with women so much who are just looking to start any business and, just, have a business just to make money. They really are purpose-based. So I say that, we have everything we need, we have inside of us. So this is really about going deep and finding out what you can bring to the world and then creating a program around that. And then, because this is the sales category, I also, one of the steps is how to turn your signature program into multiple streams of income. Right. So I lay out different price levels and different things that you can do with one program, one system.
And having a book, whether it's digital or hard copy, is a great way to kind of break the ice, isn't it? Yeah. And someone can actually go away and read your content and all that. And it's like, I want to work with this person, or I want to, I have the opportunity to be in their, their world and have an experience with them. And I think that book is a tangible way to get that door open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And a call to action page is a big thing in a book too. You really want to take the reader to the next step.
Right.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? Where are we?
Yeah, we're ready for a random question if you are, and then we'll highlight your book. Your book.
She looks nervous.
Potentially could be your book, so take advantage.
Yeah, right. You might anything.
All right. So the fun random question that is headed your way, Carol Ann, is what was your favorite item of clothing as a kid?
Oh, as a kid? Well, I remember as a teenager. Does that qualify?
Sure. That's kid enough.
Okay. So I had tie-dyed bell bottoms that a friend of mine, I mean, this is going way back before PETA and everything else, right? But he was a hunter and he sewed rabbit fur around the bottom of my bell bottoms, and they were just the coolest thing. I had, yeah. I also had a fringe pocketbook, and I also had bell bottoms that were red, white, and blue stripes. So, yes, I like to dress. I stood out, trust me.
I think your bell bottoms need to come back. You're the second woman today who's mentioned how much she loved her bell bottoms. So it definitely had an impact.
Yeah, I love bell bottoms.
And again, before PETA, I had a boyfriend in like my late teens that gave me a rabbit coat, one of those little rabbit coats.
Yes, I had one of those too. No, we're going back.
Yes, so soft. Poor little bunnies. Oh man, I feel terrible knowing I wore that. Well, thank you for being here, Carol Ann. And I want to remind everyone to take advantage of Carol Ann's gift over at, you're under the sales category, yes, and create your client, attracting signature system around your passion and purpose and turning it into a book and a value of $97. So click on Get Gift under Carol Ann and check out what she's up to. And thank you for being here, Carol Ann. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Okie dokie. What's happening? There we go. We're back. Who's next?
Speaking of jumpstart, 5-day challenge, here is Mustafa Hostani, who is one of the masters of our 5-day challenge. Someone who knows how to say 5. Like you can get 5 by the first morning. We are known for getting starters in our challenge. How are you, Mustafa?
You are a master.
Yeah. Last time I said is 5 if you're sleeping.
He laughs.
Yeah, so simple marketing formula. You are been a big part of the JVology community, do a lot of great things, and are super, super good at getting JV partners.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about that journey. This is not our first interview together, so I've got some pretty fun stories.
So I started with this whole JV process about 3 years ago with at JVology Live here in Calgary. I'm not getting into the details of how that happened, but I got into the JV mastery, and I've been at it for 3 years. But in the past 6 months, it has blossomed to the tune of I added about 120 JV partners to my list in the past 4 or 5 months alone.
Wow.
And these guys are like promoting my course all day long, 24/7, even when I'm sleeping. So it's been beyond amazing.
And Mustafa, what is it about
That's
you?
fantastic. Sorry, it was a little.
Oh yeah. Who are you for the people that are watching that do not know you? What are you up to?
So I specialize in helping coaches, consultants, and experts create and implement their one-page marketing plan in 7 days or less.
Okay.
The problem that we solve is the fact that most of these people are walking around at different marketing ideas, tools, and systems and programs, and they do that aimlessly without any direction or planning or goals, which is causing a lot of confusion because of the lack of results and the daily failure that they have to put up with. So we fix that through our core simple marketing formula, which we're giving away at this giveaway. They join us and they build their one-page marketing plan, knowing exactly what they should do to basically make things happen.
And who do you serve? Who's your ideal client?
Coaches, consultants, and experts.
Yeah.
People that ideally have been around 1 or 2 years. They have tried things. They've got their head in 12 different things, and nothing is really working the way they want it. And we help them simplify, put everything on one page, and implement that plan that is simple and easy to do.
Yeah, this one-page marketing formula, the one-page marketing that you help people do is really effective. I mean, people are
Thank you.
loving it. We're here to get such great feedback. You're filling up your workshops one after the next. You've really honed in on something that both people need, and you're really effective at delivering.
Thank you.
Entrepreneurs get in the space of just getting overwhelmed and aren't super clear on their marketing message, and you're able to just kind of laser focus, get them in exactly what they need. And from there, there's so much that can be done.
Absolutely.
So,
like I mentioned, people, you're usually poking around at different ideas because we're constantly getting bombarded with programs and tools and softwares and this and that. And people get excited. They get in there and now they're like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? And I was actually talking about this morning. It's like, I've been giving it my all, but the results are not there. Right?
yeah.
That's the situation that most people that join us are in. They're like, I'm spending so much money, time, and resources on different things, and nothing is really working. So we're like, let's just focus on one thing. Can I share the one thing question?
Yes, please.
Yes.
So the question is, what is the one lead generation strategy that I should work on so that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And that question applies to lead conversion and client retention. And I learned that from the book, The One Thing, which is an amazing book, by the way. So we try to figure out the one thing. What is one thing I got to focus on this quarter so that by focusing on it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary?
And that helps narrow the
that.
focus. And that helps. Yeah. Because we get, like you said, overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
I have
absolutely.
feedback here. Are you hearing me twice? I have feedback going on.
It's a little stumbling right now. So Mustafa, tell us, you mentioned a little bit about your gift, but let's kind of hone back in on that. Who needs to pay
Sure.
attention right now and go, oh my gosh, Mustafa's talking to me. I'm going to go right on to the JVology giveaway website and find this thing and take advantage of it now.
So if they've been hit by COVID pretty hard and they're not sure what to do, and if they're not seeing results, they're putting money in a lot of different programs, and again, not getting a lot of good ROI, and they want focus, they want to simplify things, you know, they should probably pay attention to this if that's what's happening.
Oh,
Am I
Right.
losing
So
you guys?
yeah, there we go. Disappear. Ooh, we're magic.
sorry about that.
No, that's all good. Where did you lose me?
No, I
No,
heard
we heard
everything.
you.
I just couldn't get back in.
Yeah, we have a funny lag happening. I don't know why that's
I don't
happening.
know if it's me or if it's what's happening.
Yeah,
No
you were clear. We got your gift. It was just Krista and I were like in the back going, bring us back.
It's all good. So yeah, these people, if they're having any issues with their marketing, they're not sure what to do, and if they're not getting positive ROI on their marketing dollars, they should definitely pay attention to this.
Yes, absolutely. And I think if Krista's got the lag going on
We have
there,
to stop.
we bring in the random question.
Sure.
Yes, I'm just ready to do that. We're going to have a little fun with your random question. And it is, what was your first car? The type, the color, and did you name it?
The first car was a Pontiac Sunbird. It was white, and I think it was a 2003 model or 2 or so, and I did not name it anything specific.
You didn't name your first car?
I didn't, but I drove around in the car quite a bit.
Just
I
for the
bought
sake of
it-
driving with nowhere to go.
I bought it for $1,500.
Oh, wow. Those were the days, right? Mustafa, I'm going to say again what your gift is. You are under sales over at JVologyGiveaway.com. And Mustafa, people love you. Like I always hear, Mustafa, he's so great. He's so personable. He's so fun. And you just have a real gift and a knack, I think, for connecting with people. People just really enjoy you. So
I appreciate it.
yeah, take this opportunity to learn from Mustafa and the Simple Marketing Formula Bootcamp and valued it. Oh my gosh, $2,000. So creating the one-page marketing plan. And that's so important because there's so much happening, and to narrow the focus and bring everything into what's important. So he'll teach you how to do that in 7 days or less. So check it out. Thank you, Mustafa, for being here. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, Mustafa.
Have a great week.
All right, don't be a lone wolf. Oh, some people fall into that trap of going into business for themselves, wanting to get out there and serve people, and find out that this solopreneur entrepreneur world can be so many long, daunting hours all alone, just trying to get in front of customers and clients. So that's what JVology is here for. We are a community of amazing people, solopreneurs, speakers, authors, coaches, consultants, thought leaders that are here to support one another, supporting you to get your mission out there to the world and making it a business that you love. And that's so important to have community.
It is.
Up next, Miss Larissa Popov. How are you, Larissa?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. We're excited to learn about sales call confidence. and hear what you're all about. And where are you today, Larissa?
I'm in Toronto.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Excellent. Well, tell us a bit about yourself for our audience that doesn't know you.
Yeah, well, I'm a divine business mentor. So I work with coaches, healers, and service-based entrepreneurs, people who went into their profession because they really want to help people. They want to serve and make an impact in the world, but maybe they don't feel so comfortable with the business side of things, and they're growing into all those skills and taking those key actions that they need to take in their business. And I help them to get out of their own way so they can overcome the fears and doubts that stop them from taking those actions that will allow them to attract the ideal clients that they have, to earn more income, to become more visible, and all those sorts of things, as well as help them to refine their messaging and their strategy so that it's working for them.
And do you, Larissa, I'm just reading up on your gift over here. When you say sales call, is that in person? Is it Zoom? Is it on the phone? It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's just however you're connecting with your client and how to, bring your confidence to that situation, right?
Yeah, it's what I mean by sales call. I wanted to keep the title tight so it's not this long-winded thing. But sales call refers to discovery sessions, strategy sessions, one-on-one consults, free consults, whatever you call that session that you have. If you're the type of person who has one of these free sessions with a client before they enroll in your products or services, then this gift is perfect for you, because a lot of us, especially the heart-centered business owners, we're so afraid of being pushy and salesy. We're afraid of coming on too strong, or even we might be facing some baggage around money blocks, or just that moment where you have to ask for the sale is very nerve-wracking for a lot of people, or it's very common that that's the case. And so using this tool, and what it is actually a practice that you can do in as little as 5 minutes. Ideally, if you have 10 minutes right before that session, that would be great. But it's a breathing and tapping practice that you can do to help calm and center yourself, get grounded, acknowledge and honoring all of those feelings that might be coming up, those butterflies that are coming up, so that you feel really amazing. You feel confident, you feel calm, you feel focused, and you can bring your best to that session. Because when you can do that, even if you've got all the strategies and systems and you've got your plan or your script, if you use one for that session, you're going to come off and so much more authentically, as well as more confident. You're going to build trust with that person. You're going to establish that connection. It's going to flow so much better when you come from that grounded, centered place.
You're the first person that's talked about what you do prior to the call, prior to the connection. I like that, because you can have all the techniques, but if you're and stressed and anxious and nervous, and I sold real estate for a very short period of time when I was younger. And back in the day, what they had me do starting out was they opened up the phone book and I had to just call numbers, like do cold calls. And I remember just like sweating, like, oh my God. And almost, I'm sure I was like, I was stumbling over my words, and I was anything to help that, experience prior to talking to a client. And again, you said you work mostly with heart-centered entrepreneurs, or who would be your client mostly? Coaches?
Absolutely. Yeah. Coaches, healers, anyone who offers a service of some kind where they do high ticket selling. Because typically when you have a discovery session or a one-on-one session, you're offering a program or a package of services, and it's at a higher price point, because obviously higher price point triggers bigger buttons for us and makes us more nervous about making the offer. So if you're a type of business owner and you know that when it comes time, you kind of maybe avoid making offers, or you're when you have strategy sessions, you get the jitters right beforehand, this is a perfect thing for you. And this gift you can also use before maybe going on camera, or before you go to a networking event. And these days it's going to be virtual, but it's just going to help you calm your nerves in as little as 5 minutes. And this kit I called it a kit because it includes a guidebook. It also includes instructional videos, as well as a downloadable audio file that you can put on your phone. So if you're out and about, you can listen to it and work with it anytime you want. And as an extra bonus, because this is the JVology giveaway, I'm also giving away a free one-on-one 30-minute sales success breakthrough session with me. So that is a lot of my one-on-one time, but I know that you need to feel calm and centered before that session, and that can make a huge difference in terms of your enrollments and conversions. But you also need to have a strategy that works, and you need to address your inner blocks. So in that 30-minute session that you can register for, once you download that gift, we can work together and I can help you to identify the major inner blocks that are stopping you from being more effective in your sales conversations, or we can tweak and look at your strategy, because I know you can have a lot of information at your disposal about the theory and what you should be doing, but it's a whole other thing to have a person who can mirror you and really see what's really going on from an outside perspective and help you with that guidance. So This is my extra bonus high value gift along with this sales call confidence kit.
That's a great bonus. And can you share briefly for anyone who's not familiar with what tapping is?
Mm-hmm. Tapping is otherwise known as emotional freedom technique. So it's a scientifically validated tool that helps to deregulate the nervous system's response to stress. So it's a tool that really helps move energy, help to calm your emotions. And it's something that anybody can do. It's very easy to do, and it's very safe.
Yeah, I've tried it before, and it's quite fascinating, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The body doesn't lie, right?
Yes. It's just you working with you. You're just working with yourself. There's no fancy tools or anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Larissa, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the random questions we've been asking everybody. I have one for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, so what Disney cartoon character were you inexplicably afraid of as a kid? Or Disney or cartoon character? Were you afraid of any as a kid?
I don't think so. I don't think I was afraid of any Disney characters. I do remember, though, distinctly that watching Michael Jackson's Thriller video when I was a kid, like when he turns into the werewolf, that terrified me, and I would hide in my dad's lap and I couldn't watch it. I love Michael Jackson and I love the dancing and the music, but yeah, that werewolf scene really terrified me and I couldn't watch it.
And you know, all those Disney, all those fairy tales, they all have like the big bad wolf, or like the lady that throws the kids in the oven, and then there's Michael Jackson.
Yes.
It's all a little scary, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's pop up. If we can put Larissa's gift up on the screen, that would be great. And just to remind people where to go, JVologyGiveaway.com. Larissa is offering the sales call confidence kit, and it sounds like there's a lot available in that even gets you ready prior to getting on your sales call, which is super important. And you also mentioned, Larissa, that once you sign up for this gift, she's including a free 30-minute one-on-one sales success breakthrough session, and you receive personalized feedback from Larissa. So hop on that, valued at $247. We can all use more confidence when it comes to sales calls. So thank you for sharing that gift with us today, Larissa, and for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you
so
much.
Have a great time.
You too. Bye-bye.
Better together.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, all right. Right. I love how there's so many different methodologies. It's not just scripts. It's not just like there's no one way of doing anything. And it's cool how Larissa talks about the internal prep work before you even get to that coaching call.
Yes. Well, anything you do, you know, whether it's this, whether it's just heading out for coffee with someone, and if you have any nerves or anxiousness around sales, I think it's important to get grounded prior. And the other thing I just want to say, what we're hearing, I think a theme today in sales so far is be you, be authentic, be confident, focus on connection in the relationship. And that seems to be a common theme, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. I think, I don't know, I kind of find that with this COVID economy, it's created more authenticity. There's no more, having to put the suit on and go into a professional workspace, or if you are working from home, trying to fake it that it's just me and I'm just professional. Like, we can be professional, but we're real. I mean, all right, being real. Here's my dog. Here's my daughter doing homework. We are in a space of, it's a whole new world right now.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I think it's brought down the walls of trying to put on airs or trying to put on this fake professionalism, and understand that we're real people talking to other real people. Yeah. And that's what I love about how Jay works. That's what I know one of many things you love about him, and many things that we hear from our community members is that level of just true connection that our community has. It's at a sort of full level.
It is.
Now, Mr. Brad Mooney is here to join us.
Hi, Brad.
Hello.
I'm excited to get to talk about the ABCs of craft beer and all of what you're up to. We get the pleasure of meeting you or working with you daily on the JVology team, but we are all up to other amazing things. So share with us, Brad, who you are in this capacity.
Well, that's an old title from the last time I was in here. I do a podcast called the ABCs of Craft Beer, but that's not my giveaway.
That's not what you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
And I jumped in here real quick and didn't see that. But
we were all excited talking about beer today.
Well, we can do that if you want.
It's okay. No, we're all good.
And I'm also a change from your salespeople. I'm under the development and so I'm Brad Mooney from Awareness Strategies. I do the tech side of a digital marketing agency. So my specialty is Infusionsoft, and we use that as the main driver for collecting information, for gathering leads, turning those leads into clients. And actually with Infusionsoft, one of the things that is more than just marketing is it actually will do fulfillment and do a whole bunch more automation in your businesses. So it is, for small business, it's, in my view, the main software that should drive a lot of your business.
And Brad, just to, toot your horn, you are our Infusionsoft guy behind the scenes for JVology. And I know we come to you for everything. Like every time I have a question about anything technical, Jay will be like, talk Brad. Find Brad, tell Brad, ask Brad. You have so much knowledge in this area. It's incredible.
Well, and yeah, I've been in the computer business for numerous decades.
Right.
And yeah, I've done project management for big companies, done infrastructure for them, etc. And I ended up through our business getting into small business. And originally, we actually started with Jay. We were in one of his mastermind groups, 20 of us in his basement trying to figure out, well, how do we actually get online? How do we actually do these things? And he was a little bit ahead of us. So he had these 6 things that he put together saying, well, you have to have a shopping cart and you have to have, so he had all these 6 different products. And being a good student, I went out and got these 6 things. And about a couple months into this, I said, this is crazy. These things, there's got to be a better way, like 6 independent pieces of software that maybe talk to each other, maybe they didn't. So I found Infusionsoft and I said, Jay, I'm going to try this Infusionsoft thing. And I did, and I loved the product and I've been with it ever since. And
I have actually tried to learn Infusionsoft. It's been a few years and I think I lasted about 2 days. It's so important to have somebody on your team that knows what they're doing in that system, right? Like, wouldn't you agree, Krista?
100%. Brad taught me what to look for so I can go in and read things, but I know not to touch a thing.
Well, and
let me know.
Well, everything's got good and bads, right? So the reason I love Infusionsoft is it's powerful. It's a high level language to actually program like campaigns and funnels. not just, wait so many days and then send an email. It can actually do logic, and depending on what your answers are to custom variables, it can do all that custom stuff to it, which is a tremendously powerful thing. However, that power comes with complexity, and complexity comes with, it's not as easy to use as something that doesn't have a lot of power. Right. So we have actually taken the approach that we love you to use Infusionsoft, but if you do, it should be a done-for-you service. And we specialize in done-for-you services because as the owner of a business, you should not be in your Infusionsoft for days trying to figure out the technology. You should be out there talking to clients, talking to customers, making your products, creating videos, and leave the tech to the people that, like us, that we do it every day. Mm-hmm. When you do the same thing every day, you get very good at it. When you do it once every 6 months, you forget how to do anything.
Yeah, and it takes your focus off of what's really important, to getting clients and sales and talking to people and being out there and events and all that kind of stuff. So having someone in the back room that can take care of this like you do is really significant.
Yeah, automation is supposed to be a time saver. And if it's not your wheelhouse, it will be a time sucker, big time. Yeah. You get wrapped up in things you don't know. So 100%. Use the right software and hire Brad, Michelle. Right?
Well, exactly. And one of our positive points too is we've been in this industry. Like we actually did personal development training. We've had online courses. We've gathered leads. So not only do we know the technology, but we know what the business problems are. And when you bring Michelle into here, she adds the other side of it, being the creativity and the swipe copy and doing all that side. So, we believe we're an excellent choice for any small business.
Make a great team. Have you talked about your gift specifically yet? Let's put that up.
Have not. And the gift it's not about Infusionsoft. It's actually a website audit. So in our stuff, we actually purchase a third-party product that actually you put in your website name and it goes through your website and actually does an entire scraping of your website. It takes like 10 minutes to do this, but it will actually gather all the information off your website. It'll look at your user experience, how long they stay on it, how long things take to load. It looks for, all your key names and that's not the right word either, but your keywords, all your keywords in your site, are they in your headers? Are you doing all the SEO properly? Looks at security, looks at, is it mobile friendly? So it takes all that stuff and it produces a report for you within like 10 minutes. So you put it in, you get this report in 10 minutes, and can be anywhere from 20 to 35 page document of all the things that your site does well as the site needs improvements on. So it's a great tool. So we're offering this free for you to use. You just need to sign up, and then you'll go and you'll put your name in and get that report. You can actually print it as a PDF when you're done, so you can have it afterwards. And then once all that's done, we're offering a 20-minute consultation with me to go over that report, to actually explain what it means, what potentially you should be doing, and sort of what your website is at and how it could work better for you.
That is a really great gift.
It's a little techie, but hey.
Well, we need techie. We need someone who knows how to do techie, right?
It is very, very valuable. That website audit. I mean, what a great thing to do, to look through and have somebody else's eyes on it, especially professionals like you, and see where there's room for improvement, where you could be taking advantage of different keywords, or if something's not working. Gosh, that happens all the time. We realize that a link wasn't working all this time. We're like, oh, no wonder people aren't contacting me or aren't getting sent the right place.
Yeah, it's a great piece of software. So take advantage of this.
So what's your favorite thing about working with Jay?
Well, it's never boring. He's an amazing person to come up with sporadic ideas and just change directions. And the time frame is usually yesterday.
Yes.
The thing I love about watching this in our team chat is Jay comes up with something something and he's like, Brad, can you do this? And Brad's always like, yeah, you figure it out. And that's so amazing about you, Brad. You figure out a way using these variety of tools. And again, that's why you use an expert to do this stuff. There's a way for it to be done in a way that it's going to track and lead. It's a very complex system when you get behind the scenes of the automation, the links, the landing pages, the one thing leads to another, the discount promo codes. There's so many details to it. And you just always seem to know how to make it flow.
Well, and that gets back to why I love Infusionsoft. It, like I said, it is complicated, but there's almost nothing I found out it can't do. If it can't do it directly, there's 150 other third-party applications that sit around it because Infusionsoft came out with an application programming interface initially, so all these things can talk to it. So there's 150 applications around it to do all things that it doesn't do. And then if you really need to, you can actually write your own program into it. So, and that's, to me, that's a huge thing to say. You don't get to an end of a line and you have to jump off the cliff. There's always answers. There's always solutions.
Right. Very good.
Hey, Brad, are you ready for your random question?
Oh, I don't know. I've seen some of the other ones.
You know that your wife is in charge of selecting the random questions.
that might not be good.
You a pretty easy one, actually.
Wow.
It's toned. It's fine. It's not a little blue pill type of question from her podcasts. All right, Brad, what was your first job and what did you like or dislike about it?
Well, my first job was actually, I don't know how much you guys know about drilling rigs, but in Alberta, there's a fair number of drilling rigs, and you actually drill holes in the ocean. And there's a crew on the rig 24 hours a day, like in shifts of 8 hours. And they put all the stuff together to make the machinery actually work. So it was very hard work, very, labor intensive. But it was my first job. And there was two things I really liked about it. One was it paid very well. And two was I did this while I was going to university. So after 4 months of this work, I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to go back to the books.
No kidding.
So it was good in that way that you got to respect the machinery, got to make a lot of money, and especially I just worked in the summertime. The guys that did that in the wintertime were, they're crazy.
Well, Brad, you have quite a history. You've done a lot of cool things. And good question, Michelle. So I want to have everyone, just remind everyone, JVologyGiveaway.com. Brad, you're under business development.
Yes, I'm under business development. So I'm skipping the sales cycle here.
Check them out under business development under that heading. Brad Mooney, website audit. The gift is website audit and consultation. So once you've created all that, you can hop on a 20-minute call with Brad to review the findings and pick his brain about what you need to do to get your website, seen and at the forefront. The first thing that comes up when you Google, I don't know if that's all the stuff that you cover with that too, but that's really important. So valued at $497. Go get his gift and talk to Brad because he's the guy that you want taking care of the tech behind the scenes. And I know from you working with JVology, you do a fantastic job, and we rely on you a lot around here. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Better together. That commercial didn't be shorter.
Yeah, it was a good commercial. Those commercials are all so amazing.
And be done with that little process. Oh, all right. Rolling right along. Are we ready for our next guest?
We are. Bridget.
Bridget.
Hi. How you doing?
Oh, good.
It's kind of dark. Where did my phone
kind of
go?
dark. You need
I have a light on, but I lost my phone to adjust the light. It's all through digital.
Nice
but anyway, if I open my curtain, I'll be too bright. Let me see. I'll shine up the white on my computer.
That's good.
There we go.
We can see
There we
you.
go.
Yeah. I got a fly going. I'm sorry if I do this. I have a fly going around me, and I'm like trying to catch them. I should probably tell people that. I think I'm doing shadow boxing.
Scary. Wow. So, Bridget, tell everyone where you are today.
I am located in sunny Southern California, San Juan Capistrano, which is about 60 miles south of LA. And I was born and raised here in California. And I do graphic design, and I have my own design agencies for the last 20 years. And I emphasize presentation design.
Oh, fantastic. Can you speak a little more about that? Like presentation design. So does this work digitally? It works obviously on stage, the gamut.
Well, with the COVID thing, a lot of people are presenting through Zoom or through other means, webinars and stuff. And a lot of them use slides. And so how are your slides engaging your audience, and what's keeping their attention, especially sitting there for so long? We get that Zoom butt going on. And my specialty is to make sure that whatever you're saying, the slides speak to that and visually engage them so that they stay listening and they remember what is said.
Yeah, and the visual is super important, right?
Well, 65% of the population learns through visuals. So.
Right. Yeah.
And now more than ever, as we're doing these presentations, it can either be a boring talking head or someone who has slides of just a whole bunch of words, or there's something that's so uninspired. And with the capability today of what these graphics and presentations could look like, why not go all out and make it entertaining? I think the entertainment factor is a big part of what we should be considering when hosting a webinar or an event or a workshop.
Well, yeah, that's right. I've been doing this work for 35 years. I've actually started designing slides before computers. So that was like paste up with getting typeset and cutting lithographs and doing rotoscoping for all you people in television. Wow. And looking at how they built these slides on these stacks of projectors, like multiple projectors that overlapped onto the screen, and they did blends and everything. It was just fascinating to me how I could create graphics and have them be on the screen. And then being in these live events, and now everyone can do their own slides, right? You have PowerPoint, you can make your own slides. And so they think, well, I guess I have to. And one of my favorite stories was I was working at a cardiology conference and helping these doctors get ready to go on stage. And it was lunchtime, so the road crew, or stage crew, was backstage eating lunch. And this doctor comes in and says, "I'm giving my talk at 1. I need to make some changes to my slides." I said, "Sure, come on back." And so I'm making the changes. He's telling me, "Go slide here, do this," and he does this huge sigh. He goes, "I got to learn PowerPoint." And I said, "Yeah, I got to learn heart surgery." Almost fell out of his chair, but we became good friends after that. It's really like, come on, I'm in my lane. I'm not going to do my own heart surgery. And cardiologists don't do surgery. So it was another dig because they're like against each other because cardiac intervention avoids the surgery. And so it was really fascinating to be watching them, pioneer all that stuff and help them get to stage with their slides. But I didn't design their slides. They had their slides. They walked in with them. It's the typical doctor slides, super boring, can't read them. We call them the eye charts. They use their laser pointer to point to a number to pay attention to, but no one can see it. So it's like they've seen it done that way, so they figure that's how it's done. So most people in my experience have never seen what a good slideshow looks like. And so a lot of times when I give a talk, I'll do a before and after. I'll show you, well, look at this slide, and this is what it could be like. And that's what I've illustrated in my new offer, my free offer with the JVology, is how to take your slides and improve them. So we call it Rise Above the Rest, top 5 secrets to create compelling slides that engage. And we have training videos, average about 10 to 15 minutes each, but they walk through the different distinctions of, well, how do I create my brand on my slides? How do I create a template? How do I convey text without those boring bullets? Or how do I include photos that increase memory? So I even talk about how do you find great photos? And there's a lot of free sources where you can find it. And then how do you show statistics that illustrate your point, but in a more engaging way? And then the last one, it's amazing. I was on a 3-day event yesterday and their video failed to play. And they were waiting 2, 3, 4 minutes for the video to come back. And it's like, that's the worst experience of a speaker is when their video doesn't play. And I've been hired to just go to the event to make sure their videos played, because they didn't hire a video person to run their videos. They were going to run them through PowerPoint. I actually flew to Australia just for a 2-day event to make sure their videos played. So it's critical because we're used to the Hollywood effect. We're used to how Hollywood serves up this content. Why can't we do it? And I want to help speakers to reach that level.
Monica, is there a general rule of thumb as far as like imagery to text on a PowerPoint? You don't want it just full of like lines and lines and lines of text, like bullet points. That's the wrong way to do it, right?
5 words or less, image and maybe a word or 2. 5 words or less, really. I mean, you can actually just have an image and even 1 word or no words. And when you speak to it, so here's the thing. When I look at a slide presentation, I look at slide sorter view. I know it's a good presentation when I have no idea what they're talking about, because we need them on stage to talk to it. If it's going to have all your notes on there, then don't even be on stage. Walk away. Just show your slides.
Yeah, you're not going to be the reader. Let me read line.
No. Well, how's that make you feel when they do that? Like an idiot, right?
Yeah, it's boring.
Very boring.
You know who had the most? I went to see Deepak Chopra speak years ago. His slides were terrible, and he had like 5,000 people in the place, and I literally fell asleep. And he had a pointer, and he's like going through all the sentences, and I'm like, seriously? You're the best-selling author, and he needed help. So maybe his
reputation took a hit. Yeah, I mean, your reputation takes a hit, and when someone sees an amazing slideshow, your reputation just skyrocketed. I helped this woman who was in the health naturopathic health arena, speaking to a bunch of other naturopaths. And she and I worked together on her slides. And afterwards, so many people came up to her and says, "Oh my God, that was the best show I've ever seen." And other speakers are going, "How'd you do your slides?" Or "That was so amazing. You win for the best talk," and it's like, it's the visual. It's taking the visual, matching what you're saying. And it makes the audience feel like, wow, they really spent the time to take care of how they're teaching us. And I feel really respected. And I'm glad I came.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Bridget. Hey, are you ready for the random question?
Random question.
Okay. So after sharing all of that with us, your random question is, what's the most ridiculous thing your parents ever did to embarrass you?
Oh, gosh. My dad would do that all the time. He would just say the stupidest things, whether we were in private or with our friends. And, it always was the reaction, Dad. and some of them I can't really say because he would get inappropriate. It's like, Dad.
Oh, no, things to embarrass you. What we all love when our parents do that. Thank you, Bridget. I want to remind everyone what your gift is. And over at JVologyGiveaway.com, Bridget is, of course, under our sales heading, and her gift is to how to rise above the rest, the top 5 secrets to create compelling slides that engage. And you can click on Get Gift, valued at $197 under Bridget. And it sounds like anybody who, is doing any kind of presentation, whether it's in person or digital, can use this support. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And
can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Can I add one more thing? What the people don't know is we're sending an email out to everyone who opts in that I'm going to give a free, well, we call it office hours, but I actually call it stand and look over my shoulders as I help you with your slides.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so people can come on. It's going to be October 31st at 3 p.m. Pacific for an hour and a half. So come bring your slides and ask me anything.
Fantastic.
About slides.
Yeah, about slides. It's so important to have an engaging presentation, though, and you can help people.
Yes, I would love to help you.
Appreciate you being here. Have a great day.
Okay. All right, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Krista is just restarting. We're having some lag and we're having a bit of screen freezing. So she's restarting her thing and she'll be joining us again quickly here. So let's move on to our next guest. We are nearing the end of our day and we've got Monica here. Hi, Monica.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. It's Friday afternoon, so.
I know. Isn't this great? Mm-hmm. Where are you? Where are you coming from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Is it hot there? I can imagine.
It's been raining today, so not too bad. But yeah, it's been, we've actually had a little bit of crazy weather. We had a storm hit and lightning bounced from a tree right next to our house. So it's been a little insane around here.
Wow. Does it rain a lot there? Because the last time the only time I've been to Nashville, we were at a ClickFunnels conference and we did I think it was a JVology live there, and it rained beginning to end, like every day, all the time.
It actually rains here more than in Seattle. So.
Oh, seriously. Yikes. But beautiful. There she is.
Hey, hello.
So Monica, let us know who you are. What are you up to?
Yeah, so my name is Monica Snyder, and I have a digital marketing agency called Birdsong, and that is my maiden name, so that's what it got its name from. And so if you ever see, Monica Birdsong, that is also me. I just married a Snyder, so here I am with Monica Snyder. And I have been a serial entrepreneur. I'm actually a software developer turned entrepreneur because I figured out that, as I was going through corporate America and climbing the ladder, that really wasn't for me. And that really hit home when I was actually traveling 2 days over to Europe to go to Oktoberfest. And then my boss looked at me and she's like, you're going to Europe for 2 days from Los Angeles? And I was like, yep. And he's like, why? I was like, I'm out of vacation. And that's when I was like, I got to make a big change here. So I figured out how to get out of that, replace my developer salary. And it really took, marketing and sales expertise in order to do that. So now I get to marry my love of software and systems with my marketing expertise. And that is about where I'm at today. So we build automated systems that sell and do a lot of work for you, for your company, so that you can do other things.
And, you're muted there, Krista. I see your mouth moving. There we go.
I love that story, how you had like this aha moment of, wait, the life that I want to live and the way that it's set up right now with my job is not meshing, and there's another way to do it. And to hear that that's what prompted you, pushed you over into entrepreneurship is really cool.
Yeah, I'd actually been dabbling. My first dollar online was like in 2007 or 2008. I had a little like Halloween affiliate site where, traffic would come and I would send an affiliate link off to a costume place and they would buy it. And so it was super fun. The first year I made like $3,000 and I was like, this is miraculous. So yeah, that's so much fun.
That's awesome. Well, let's hear about your gift and then we'll keep talking, but I want to know what it is you're up to here.
Yes. So it is the new subscriber email series that takes your email or takes your subscriber that just opted into your email list with your free gift on a journey through getting to know you, getting to know, how you can help them and asking for a sale at the end of it. So it builds relationship and revenue. And it is a great series to just, get somebody into your list and make sure that you're asking for the sale. Because what I found is that there's a lot of myths around there about like people are either like sell, or they think they have to nurture and never ask for a sale. So this marries those two really, really well. And I find that it works really well for, heart-centered entrepreneurs or people who don't want to feel so salesy or pushy, but they still need to ask for that sale because, if we don't sell, we don't have a business. So
that's true.
Is very true. That is true. And you're right, it is a hard balance or can feel like a hard balance of how much do I nurture, when do I ask for the sale, and people end up on one side or the other of that. And so it's nice to have the guidance that you're offering.
Yes. And that's what that sequence does, is that it really brings them in, nurtures them, and lets them know that you get them and you've helped solve some problems for them pretty immediately. One of the beliefs that I really have is that when somebody gets on your email list, they just have a bigger problem that they need you to solve because you got them on your email list by solving a problem, right? And then they still have problems. either you've created a new problem that you now get to solve with, you know, the other problem. So for example, if you got onto my list by getting into this gift, you won't get the sequence quite yet, but then, you know, I now know you have questions and concerns about email marketing. Well, the first thing that you do is welcome a subscriber and ask for a sale. But then, you know, there's so much more to it. You know, do you get into, you know, what automations you need and, you know, how to continue that relationship. And that's what you would learn continually from being on my list.
Mm-hmm. What is your opinion on how many emails should be sent a week in an automation?
Good question.
So I actually believe you should send as many emails as you don't bore people. I am actually of the belief that if you email more frequently, the better, which is a lot of work. So I don't actually always recommend it because I know we've got so many channels now that we can talk to people through. But if you're in somebody's inbox, even when they're not opening it, it's like you send them mail every day. So, you know, they still see your name. They still see what I call the envelope, right? Like the name and, you know, your subject line and usually that first little bit of text. That's like an envelope every day. And so I think that it's really important to stick in there. Now, daily is really hard for most people. The minimum I recommend is every other week. So somewhere in between there, which is broad range. I will tell you that the most effective that I have personally had is in my previous business that I have sold, we would mail every usually Wednesday to Sunday. So we would take a couple of days off, and that email list was very responsive, very purchased a lot of stuff. We did really well with that. So, but you got to write a lot of email. So, right?
Yes. Interesting. Very good. Well, let's see. We have been doing the random question of the day, and it is time for yours, Monica. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So as a kid, did you ever do something wrong and manage to pin it on a friend or sibling?
All the time.
Monica.
Let's ask my brother. My brother's only like 13 months younger than me. And apparently I blamed him for everything. And my mom tells me that even when we were babies, I would steal his bottle, like literally from him as he was trying to eat. So, I would do that. And then I also remember, I would do that all the time. I'd be like, it wasn't me. I've stopped doing that. I've grown up. I've matured. But when I was younger, I definitely did
I think we all did something and try to blame it on, especially a sibling or,
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
the worst probably was a homework assignment that I didn't want to do. And I convinced my teacher she lost it.
She lost it. That's good.
You're good.
Yes, I feel like as an adult, I should apologize to her. So, Mrs. Batson, if you're listening, I am sorry.
That was your first sign that you probably were going to go into sales at some point in your life, right?
Yes, I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
Very good. So, Monica, your gift sounds fabulous. The new subscriber email series that creates relationships and revenue. And Monica is also under our sales heading. And head on over to JVologyGiveaway.com and find her and get her gift valued at $297. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great day.
Bye, Monica.
Bye, guys.
And we're back. Just wondering who our guest might be up next.
I don't know. I have no idea who we're going to be talking to. Don't you dare
put that hat back on, Mark Stern. Come on, bring them on.
Oh, I didn't realize you could see me. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I like that.
Thank you. We like your hat. It's funny you're wearing a hat.
We definitely had to get some JVology hats. I only apparently have one. It's my magical unicorn hat. It's technically fair.
I love the hat though. It's a pretty awesome. Is your trucker too, Corey?
Say again.
Do you have like the mesh back? Looks like it. Yeah, that's my favorite. Let's take a little.
This one's not mesh, but I like it. It's really long though. It's like I can hide under it. Between having a mask on and this hat, nobody would know who I am.
I know, right?
Incognito.
I'm missing out on the white brick wall. I need to go get a white brick wall, and we can all.
You too can have one in about 48 hours.
On Amazon, exactly. My hat's crooked, so I'm just fixing it. Okay.
All right.
Hello, Michelle.
JVology hats only if they have glitter.
Yeah, right.
Or a hologram. Mine's like glittery hologram material. All right, Mark Stern with the Custom Box Agency. He is helping JVology bring a whole element of magic and tangible fun to our online events. So glad you're here. Say hello to everybody, Mark. And
hello, everyone. Happy Friday. So, do you say a little bit about myself too?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Mark Stern. I'm from Austin, Texas. So I run the Custom Box Agency. And for me, what I love about what we do is it's all about bringing a little bit of human connection to this digitized world. So we're in unprecedented times right now. And what's really great about custom boxes is there's a different way to use them to acquire clients, to fulfill upon your products and services, and to retain clients as well. So we help clients think through that whole strategy in terms of how do you optimize that customer experience and take it to the next level utilizing physical custom boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have had so much fun putting together the JVology custom box. And the cool thing is the results that people get, like when they get it in the mail and they're doing unboxing videos and they're taking picture with their swag, and everything about it is branded. The whole outside, when it shows up at your door, it's got our color, our brand, JVology. It's got pictures of our community members, Jay, of all of us. And it's just been a really fun element. And we're creating something new for that event coming up in September. So it's been great. How did you get into this? You just woke up one day and you're like, I think I'm going to make boxes.
It was like the most unexpected thing, because I didn't go into this when I started. I left corporate America officially mid 2018. And had you told me that I'd be launching a box agency, I would have said you were out of your mind. But it's like, how do you find the pathway to do the thing you love to do? And this has become that pathway. So anytime we launch a product or service, I was just like, everyone is doing digital only. How do I stand up and elevate the quality of the content? And the best way to elevate the quality of the content is by complementing the digital with something physical. And so when we would launch courses or summits, anything that we would do, we would always tie a physical box to it. People started asking us, like, how are you doing this? Because we were doing them effortlessly again and again. So I launched a challenge teaching people how to do this, simply to kind of free up the need to meet with all these people. And then people who went through the challenge loved it and just wanted to hire me to do it. So we launched the agency. Then we wanted to bypass vendors and work with suppliers directly. So we became a distributor. And then we launched our own storefront. So it just snowballed and took off from there. So it's amazing to see, like, and what's been really fun about it is it's such a backwards way to get into business strategy with the physical box, because we look beyond. It's not just about putting a water bottle in a box. It's truly thinking about the experience around it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have, in us working with you, what I love, Mark, is that you help from beginning to end, like every product, getting the shirts ordered and designed. As Krista said, the design on the boxes, like you're full on everything, like you handle everything.
And I want
ideas, what goes in it, like what matches your brand, the experience you want to have. So what do you want to go in the box?
That's what's fun about it, is like we say like there's like 6 common items, which if you get the bonus, literally part of the bonus that we have for this giveaway, what's really cool about it, and I hope I'm not stealing any thunder, but we kind of walk into, like, when I have a session with a client, really understanding what their goals are, like there are 6 different types of items that we walk through. And there's just different strategies of why you use the different items. So this is really a way to start to brainstorm out what could be in your custom box that you put together. So you're right. Like, it's meant to be a fun process, because like if I could pay for Facebook ads and spend a lot of money. I always feel like when I do Facebook ads, I'm just pumping money into a machine, not knowing what's happening with it. But when I put money into a custom box, you get the unboxing videos, your audience starts to get activated in a way that they start to promote your event or your product or service for you. And it's some of the most authentic posts that you'll see out there. So had you told me that just the simple act of sending someone a custom box could result in a 5 to 7 minute unboxing video that someone is just talking about you and your product, I would have said you're out of your mind. And this is what we're seeing again and again and again is the social proof, the audience activation, the excitement, lower refund rates because people feel more connected to your products and services.
Yeah, I love that. And then when the event's over, they have something in their hand. They've got the water bottle or the glass or the shirt, the full color workbook. I mean, these workbooks that are using now with you, I think are better than any other event workbook that we've had before.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, your box was super fun. And I'm super excited about the smaller box you guys are doing this year too.
Yeah, me too.
I can't wait for it.
The what do you call them? The cards.
The coasters. Yeah.
Yeah, the coasters.
It's gonna be great.
Do you want to talk into that for just a second?
If you want me to, do you want me to spoil the surprise, or I'm happy to talk about it. It's up to you.
No, I mean, it's something that you've created and you're excited about, and some of our people here that are watching might be wanting to start doing this for their business as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. So we're launching this product called Virtual Social Box, and it's a fully branded custom box. And part of what's in it is we're putting these coasters that have a QR code designated to you. And what we're building out on the back end is a whole platform where you can automate where that QR code goes down to the date and minute. So if you're doing a virtual event, you can scan that QR code on that coaster, that it could take you to a Zoom link to be with people. I could have a coffee chat with a group in my community that I may feature you, Krista, you, Corey, or Jay, and we could be talking about JVology, and then halfway through, if you zap it, I can have it reroute to a sales page or an opt-in page to get more information to learn more about you. So like, especially if you're in the JV space for you guys, like this is such a powerful way to turn one little QR code into, we're calling it a teleport because it's going to take your audience where they need to go when they need to be there. And it's just as simple as just scanning it, and you have control of where you send them every time they scan that code. So it's going to be really cool to see it in play. JVology Live coming up.
Yes, we're really excited about it. That's so awesome. Yeah. And you're incredible to work with. We have so much fun every time we get together to create our next thing.
You guys are some of my favorite people on earth. So
we should probably hear about your gift too.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So the gift is, it's the 2020 Custom Box Blueprint. So essentially what we've done in this gift, it's a free gift. Be sure to check it out. But what we wanted to do is just kind of give you guys a flip factor to start the brainstorming process of, if you were to build a custom box, what types of items that you can put into it. So you see a spotlight, what we classify as like the core 6 items: a welcome item, promotion swag, what we call a support item, a take action item, a story item, as well as an engagement item. And there's different items that you'd use for different cases, but we start the process to help you think through like what types of items could you put in your box and what are some of those essentials. So that's essentially what you're going to get access to, is really to start to think about, literally this is what we take all of our clients through when they start to tell us that they're looking to do a custom box. We start with, is your goal to acquire new clients, acquisition? Is it fulfillment? You're fulfilling upon a product or service. It could be a welcome box if you're a course creator. It could be a welcome package if you're a coach or consulting. If you have a software as a service platform, it could be a welcome to the platform thing. Whatever it may be, there's a whole fulfillment strategy, and then retention strategy gets into more engagement, is what we call, or achievement. So you start to think about some of the gamification elements that you can layer onto what you do to continue to activate and nurture the audience that you've already acquired and serve them in a whole different level. So how do you keep and extend the lifetime value of your customers? So that's what we get into. So you could start to see the different pieces that you can in those 6 different categories.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right. So Mark, if you haven't, you've tuned in a few times the last few days, so you know that there's a random question coming your way. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. So what totally rad expression did you used to use? Like, I don't know, middle school, high school? What was like the expression you totally overused?
Totally overused. Oh my goodness. I was prepping for the question around putting blame on other people. What is something that it's so funny because did I say anything really unique? I may be really boring. I don't really know.
You probably didn't even know because everyone says it so much. Like how kids say like.
I probably say like, or and I still do to this day. I'm like, does that make sense? I feel like I say that a lot too.
Does that make sense?
So something wasn't cool back in my day, we'd say it was hurtin'.
Rad.
Oh, really?
That one? Hurtin'?
Hurtin'. Dope. I will tell you this, like, it's so funny because my head goes straight to the nicknames that I had when I was younger. But people used to call, it was funny because when I was in high school, people used to call me Mark R or Marker, like crayons and markers, because my middle initial is R. And then my last name is Stern. So in college, everyone called me Sterno. But that's not a radical saying. Those are just nicknames.
Nicknames are good.
Nicknames are good. I wonder what the current one will be. You know, if someone's asked that question in 30 years, it would be probably like, or I'm woke.
Sure.
I don't know.
And Michelle says COVID. Yeah.
COVID. Oh, that's so COVID. That's so 2020.
COVID, we're out there all the time.
It'll be known like forever. When you're having a bad day, I'll be like, that's so 2020. Like when things suck.
I'm gonna say it's so COVID. That's so COVID.
We're starting right here now. The expression begins.
Mark, I want to send everybody over to JVologyGiveaway.com and look for Mark Stern. You're under our sales as well, the 2020 custom box planning blueprint. And the blueprint's so important because figuring out what's in your box that's going to be congruent to your message and who's going to be tuning in and watching what you're doing. And the human connection to this digitized world. I mean, now more than ever, I think this is so important, these boxes. So thank you for sharing this gift valued at $497. And we've even had a few people reach out to us like, who did your box for JVology? Who did your box? So I hope that you're getting a little bit of, business through that. And that's what happens. Like people get your boxes and they're like, who did this? Where'd you get this? Because it's just so professional.
I think I know the new expression that we're going to start right here and now. You ready?
What's it?
What's in your box?
What's in your box? Sometimes I tell people that it's like you got to stop thinking outside the box and really start to think what's inside the box.
Inside the box. And I like my wine glass. Krista, we got to get you your wine glass because we need to show those on here.
I know.
I don't have it right now, but
flew mine all the way to Calgary and left at your house, and now I have no wine glass.
JVology, that's our wine glass. Love it. Love it.
I do too. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
You guys are the best. All right. Thank you. And
thanks for being here.
Thank you for bringing together such an incredible community too. This is like one of my favorite groups to be a part of. So
thanks for being a part of it. You're awesome.
Happy Friday.
You too. Head.
All right. I think that might be a wrap.
I think that's a wrap. I think we are done for Friday.
Awesome. And we have one more day for this. Everyone that has been watching, coming in, seeing all of the great experts, get your gifts. Get over to JVologyGiveaway.com. Grab what you want, what speaks to you, what you're going to use, what's going to up-level your life, your business, your health, your mindset, your money, your sales, and really take advantage of it.
And we have a lot more wonderful contributors showing up tomorrow. So we are back on Saturday, same time, 1 to 3:30. And we're going to be interviewing, another 10, 12 contributors here. So we're not done. We're not finished yet.
One more day it is. So great job, Corey. So nice to hang out with you again. And we'll see everybody back here tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Sounds good. Have a great night.